Awesome. Let's go over our ingredients. We have the main protein, which is going to be 2 thighs. We're going to have half of this. We're going to cut it in half. Bell pepper. And I'm using a carrot. Now, a carrot is sweet, but I like the color of it. So it tastes really good with the stir fry, but it's mostly for the color. And you'll see what we're going to do. We're going to cut it in small pieces and add it later. Next, we're going to think about some spiciness. And so we're going to use the rest of this chili paste that I have. We're going to have sesame seed oil. We're just going to use a splash of it. That's all you need. And then we're going to have oyster sauce. I know you're thinking, oh, yuck. But believe me, this is super important. Then, of course, we're going to have our soy sauce. We always use organic. And then we are going to have some rice at the end. You'll see where I put it. And don't forget your cornstarch. Very good. And that's all you need. That's it. Come join me. Did my mise en place. Here's my carrots. I was gonna do them julienne, but I was thinking, it takes so long. So I went ahead and made little discs. Then I got my onions, a little different way of cutting them. I hope you noticed. And I have my bell pepper. I like them thick. That way it's easier to grab with my chopsticks. Now it's time to cut and prepare the protein. I'm gonna make little chunks. Now this is thigh, and thigh has much more flavor than the breast. And so my idea is to cook them or to cut about a quarter, like the coin, a quarter size. So first I'm gonna go sideways. The width, and then I'll do length. 1 second here. So that's about the size that I'm looking for. Like that, and I'm gonna get both. So then we're gonna take our chicken and we're gonna put it in this. So all about the same size. It's about a quarter size. We're gonna put it into this bowl, and then we're gonna add some cornstarch. Just 1 second. All right, now we're gonna have the meat, and I have a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Here we go, 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And we're going to mix this one up really good. Oops. With all my chicken. I'm using forks because I don't want to wash my hands again for the 90 billionth time. Every time you make chicken, you should wash your hands anytime you touch the chicken. So that's why I'm using forks. And feel free to use other utensils. I have seen people use gloves when they're cooking chicken. That way they just swap out the gloves. Just gloves that you can buy at a grocery store. All right, my rice is gonna start with a little bit of oil in a pan. And we are recooking or reheating this rice. Here it is. If you need the recipe to this rice, check out my recipes. They are amazing. So now we have our stir fry pot warming up, and I'm putting in a little bit of my oil. And I took the skins off of the thighs, and I love to fry up the thigh skins. They're just so delicious. Putting them on separately is the best way to do it. Now it's time to add our chicken. Here we go. We've already had it in the cornstarch. Throw that in slowly. Don't let it splatter. If you put it onto a side and then roll it in, it's better. Like this. Now we want to separate the chicken chunks as much as possible so that they can cook separately. We don't want them to be touching like that. All right. And we don't want to fuss with it too much. We want to let it get on there. We want it to start charring a little before we start tossing and moving and doing the rest. At this time, it's a good time to add a little bit of salt to your chicken and some ground pepper. Yum, yum, yum. All right, it was in there for about a minute, and now we are tossing it. First toss. And look how the color is changing on the chicken, and that's what we're looking for. Now that it's starting to turn color, it hasn't completely cooked yet. Now it's time to start adding our vegetables. Onions first. All right, as you can see, it is turning translucent. The onions are turning a little bit see-through-ish. That's what that means. Now that that's done, now it's time to add the next piece, which is our carrots. And now our carrots, when they start cooking, they will eventually get soft. And when they get soft, they will start turning sweet. So if you don't want something sweet in your stir fry, then carrots won't be the thing. Once it's been tossed, I'm going to go ahead and put the bell pepper. And it is almost ready, my friends. We're going to cook the bell pepper until it stops becoming so rigid, like this. And once it starts to lean over, then that means that it's ready to add the rest of our final delicious. Well, now it's time to add a pinch of salt. Maybe a half a pinch more, and another little toss. It's just about ready to start adding the rest. And what we'll do is we'll start with some chili paste. Chili paste time. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon. That's it, just 1 tablespoon of that. That's all you need. If you like it hotter, then go ahead and feel free to add more. If you are interested in adding and making a different flavor, but also hot, add a jalapeno to it. It'll be really delicious. Then now it's time for our oyster sauce, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this as well. That's all you need, 1 tablespoon. Yum. I know you're thinking, oyster sauce? How weird. But believe me, it's what you need for stir fry. All right, now that this is almost done, it's time to get the rice ready, which is right here to my left. Now, what I like to do to make it nice is to put the rice in a small bowl or a cup and then put the stir fry on top of it. I don't know, it's something that I learned in Peru. It looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. And I heard someone say that food that is high or food that is stacked is food that looks appealing. It looks delicious just by the fact that it is tall or sits tall on a plate. So here we go. That's that. And we're going to put this plate here The rice is going to go to the middle of the plate, and all right. Ta-da! Nice little mountain of rice. I'm gonna serve with my little Chinese frying thing because it's just easier. It doesn't collect any of the juices of the stir fry, and that's actually a good thing. We don't want it to be too soggy. Delicious. You can also add more texture if you wanted to add like nuts, like peanuts to the stir fry. But I tell you what, if you cook this for your family will be impressed and they're gonna ask you for more. This is a huge plate of stir fry. It will fill a man's belly. Now look at how much stir fry I have left over. So imagine what this would be with some more rice. That's enough to fill a family of 3, maybe even 4.